do you want to talk about in terms of usability between WordPress and HubSpot?
Well, let's just focus on HubSpot here. I really like its page builder.
Yes.
And I like that the page builder experience is consistent across not only pages, but also emails and other areas of HubSpot. And I was chatting with a client this morning, actually, and they were talking, about designing and things that they do. And they were saying, our designer, they're really good, but they don't like working in HubSpot because the design tools, they don't think they're very good. I was like, that seems a bit strange. Let me just check the templates you're using. Anyway, it turns out they're on templates from years ago.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to mention this because admittedly, I think a couple of years ago, HubSpot was behind.
Yes.
In their page builder, there was like custom coded themes and templates, or they weren't themes at that stage, they were templates.
No.
The emails were custom coded.
Correct.
They were very inflexible. And so if you've been on HubSpot for a number of years, you might be kind of caught in the past with that old experience. So just be aware their page builder now is very intuitive and a beautiful experience to use. And that's consistent across emails and pages.
That is a very good point you brought up, Craig, because we have a few customers like that where they've had new people join the team and they said, this is so hard to update. And then I realized, yes, your website was built like 6 years ago and does not have the new drag and drop features. And I also want to highlight a great theme that's being built, right? And you utilize that page builder experience is so much nicer in terms of its effectiveness to do different things. I'll give you an example. Customer bought another theme, and what had happened was they used it for a particular site. The person that built the theme has now stopped developing that and has built a newer theme, right? So I was like, well, I think this one has stopped. I think you need to upgrade to this new theme that they're now focusing on, which is fair enough. Like everybody makes choices about stuff. In the interim, to get something sorted, because they run events, so they had to have different logos. So I then said, okay, well, let's use this company that built this theme. Let's use their free version, right? So I downloaded that just to get them out of a pickle to get things done. When using the free theme, there were only certain things you could change or choose, right? So there was very limited functionality. And then they were like, can't I change that? I'm like, no, I can't center this. I can't put the logo in the center. It's always going to be on this side. And then what happened was we ended up buying the new theme with all of the functionality. And you just realize the massive jump in the functionality that's available. So even in the new theme, even though we had created the child theme for one of their event sites, and they went, we want to create a landing page for this particular thing. In the landing page, I could go and override the logo and change the logo. I couldn't do that in the free theme. And so I was like, well, that's what you're paying for. You're paying for the ability to do things fast and flexibly. And that's the big difference between something free and starter versus something that's more professional and advanced, that's actually maintained.
It's such a good point. I actually want to just extend, I just kind of echo what you've said there, but extend. But I will say from the customer's point of view, I kind of understand how that can be frustrating. But from our view, it's like, you're paying for HubSpot, let's say paying for Content Hub or Marketing Pro, or, it's not an inexpensive tool. There's a reasonable investment each month in the cost.
Correct.
But then if you say, but I'm only going to use free themes from the marketplace, you're kind of hindering your own use. You've got this great product to use, but you're just limiting it with it. So definitely spend the money to buy proper themes like Clean or Power, etc. Yeah. Rather than cost $1,000, let's say, but you'll recoup that in just a couple of months of save time and lack of frustration.
That's exactly right.
I really think that's the first thing that we would recommend. But I do empathize with the HubSpot customers who buy the product, and HubSpot pushes the marketplace. They push all these free things, like so free to get started. The experience is actually really bad. You install some free piece, free theme, and it is inflexible. It kind of makes HubSpot look limited. Yeah. But it's not. It's just the theme.
That's correct.
And so from the customer's perspective, I don't know, apart from education, I really don't know how to kind of get them over that hump, because once you've done that, if you've used a free theme, you can't edit it, you're like, wow, this is a terrible system. I can totally empathize with that. So just something to be aware of.
All right, let's talk about management. I think this comes back to about how the systems manage. If you're on WordPress, there are managed hosts, which are well worth the money paying for, that keep your plugins up to date. Now on HubSpot, we never worry about any of those things because security and management of the core system is managed by the team, and they've got a security team in place. And we'll talk about security coming up. Let's talk about functionality and customization, Craig.
Yeah, in a sec, can I just, on that management piece, here's the thing I just want to say. Yep, all the updates and security are handled by HubSpot, even at that starter tier. In fact, even at their free tier, you get all of that security hardening and management and performance, even at that starter tier. It's not like you have to buy enterprise for that.